guys, it's Teresa. Thanks for joining me on my channel for another video. Today I want to show you how I make my chunky sausage marinara sauce. For this sauce, I like to use the Surefine All Natural Pasta Sauce and the Surefine All Natural Picante Sauce, which is just salsa. We're starting off with a saucepan, and this pan is on my stove and it's on a medium-high heat. I just like to get this pretty warm. And then I'm going to start adding my ingredients. The first thing I'm going to add are some red onions. These are just regular red onions and I slice them up. And I go ahead and just put those directly into the hot pan. And then I just start to saute them. I don't saute them with any oil or anything like that. I just like to saute it in a dry pan. You can add some oil if you would like to use oil instead. I'm not really sure why I never use oil to saute anything. I just don't. And so I go ahead and saute those. And to those, I'm going to add some onions and bell peppers out of the bag. These are frozen and I get these from the Dollar Tree almost every time I go grocery shopping. And then I'm going to season those vegetables with a little bit of salt. It's important to season every ingredient when you're cooking. I say this all the time, but in my opinion, it's better to do it that way than to wait until the very end to season. Once everything has been sauteed down and the vegetables are pretty transparent, I go ahead and give it a nice little stir, and then I start to push the vegetables to the side. I am creating like a hot spot in my skillet, and to this spot I am going to go ahead and slice up my sausages. I'm just using regular sausage that you get from the store. This is regular smoked sausage. And I'm just slicing this up into the spots in my skillet so that I can kind of cook everything at one time. And also I want all the flavors to be incorporated into the sauce. So I don't like to cook my meat separately from my vegetables. I just like for all the flavors to kind of marry together so that everything is very flavorful. Once I have all of my sausages cut into my pan, I make sure that they are laying flat on the hot spot. I just want to make sure that they are all touching the hot surface and that they are not stacked on top of one another. Then once they've been cooking on one side for about 2 minutes, I go ahead and stir them around. And then I add the sausages with the veggies. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to scrape up anything that's left on the skillet because that just adds extra flavor to the marinara sauce. Then I'm just going to add half a jar of the Surefine marinara sauce. This is the all natural sauce. And then I add a little bit of the pasta water because I usually have my pasta cooking at this time. Once I've done that, I season it with Italian seasoning and a little bit of garlic powder. Then I mix all of that together, making sure that the seasonings are intertwining with the sausages and the veggies. And I kind of do this slowly. I'm not really sure why, but I try to just incorporate all of the sauce that I can into the veggies. Once my marinara sauce has come to a good simmer, I add half a jar of the Surefine salsa. This is just mild salsa, and I add this. I don't season it. I just add it directly into the marinara sauce. This gives the marinara sauce an extra kick, and it also gives an extra chunkiness to the marinara sauce because the salsa is already chunky, and because it has like jalapeno peppers in there, I just really like the spiciness that it gives to my marinara sauce. Now I just let this sit and simmer, and then I take a little taste test to see what I need to add. And this is my secret ingredient, guys. I add a little bit of sugar. And directly on top of the sugar, I add salt. Then I mix it all into the marinara sauce, and it completely pulls it together. I don't know what it is about adding sugar and salt directly at the end of your cooking process when you're making marinara sauce, but when you do the final taste test, you won't be disappointed. The very last thing I add to my marinara sauce are tomatoes. I like to add my tomatoes at the end because if you put them in too early, they're going to cook down and become total mush in your marinara sauce. I put it into the marinara sauce at the very last moment, and then I pretty much take the marinara sauce off of heat. The tomatoes get warm from the sauce, but they don't cook down, and it keeps it chunky. And that's just how I like my marinara sauce, to be really chunky. I like to know what I'm eating while I'm eating my spaghetti. This is it all plated up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.